Hey, Jesse.
Hi, how are you?
Doing well. How are you?
Oh, getting going.
Happy Monday morning.
Yes. Yeah. Late Sunday, happy Monday. Yeah. Doing good.
Exactly.
Doing good. Ah, man.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, we are only 1 minute away. I wanted to thank everybody who has already joined in. I'm really looking forward to Jesse's session today, Win Big with Social Media. How many of you guys have already seen Jesse in one of our Level Up webinars? Let me know in the chat feature. If you're a first timer or a repeat offender. Repeat offender. Okay, we have some first timers. So welcome for the very first time. Just in case you are new to this whole level up situation we have going on here, there are a few ways that you can interact with us. You can write us a message in the chat if you want to message everybody, including the panelists and all attendees. Be sure to select that option. Otherwise, your message is just going to be going to the panelists as a default. We do have French translation available today. So if you are looking for that, you can go ahead and select French. Unfortunately, we don't have Italian translation available today, but we do have French. One other common question we get is, will there be a recording? The answer is yes. So if your internet goes down, don't worry. You're going to be getting a recording of Jesse's session. So we got you covered. So yeah, we're going to have a great session with Jesse today, Win Big with Social Media. And then we're going to have time for questions as well. So if you have a question about a specific topic that Jesse is talking about, please feel free to write me in the chat. I'm going to be monitoring the chat and the Q&A section of this Zoom call. So if you have a question, just ask it there, and I will take time to interrupt Jesse and make sure that your question gets answered. Yeah, Jesse, are you all set?
I think so. I think we're here. Today I'm in a new office setting here. This is my actual office. I was able to finally get the upload speed solid here, connected to a hard line so that there's no freezing and everything is good. And you know what? I would turn this around, but I've got big windows here, natural light coming through. I could see the street. It's kind of quiet here. I feel like I'm on like this like a little radio show studio. You know, where you're like you're in the middle of a mall, or you see like these DJs putting a show on, but they can't hear you as they walk by. That's what I'm feeling like right now. Maybe I'll put my shades on for this. Take that little DJ vibe.
Nice. Well, I see we are now 2 minutes over when we were supposed to start. So I'm going to go ahead and mute myself.
Crack that whip, Haley. Crack that whip.
And hide my video. But if you need anything, I'm here listening along. And if anybody has questions, please feel free to reach out via the chat feature. And I'm here to help answer those questions. And if you have a question for Jesse, I'll be sure to interrupt him and ask your question. All right, Jesse, I'll hand it over to you.
Ding dong. That's the doorbell. Jesse's here. Remax, you're up. Are you ready? Are you ready for this? Oh my goodness. So each and every Sunday night, I'm going to tell you this. This is how it goes. After our sessions that Haley and I do, we have a quick little recap. And then we talk about, hey, what are we going to do for the rest of the week? How are we going to add things to the keynote? And, in typical Jesse fashion, maybe for most realtor fashions, I don't start updating it till the night before. Can you feel me? And so each and every early Monday morning here, it takes a little bit for me to kind of kickstart the engine, because typically I'd still be sleeping right now. But Remax Europe, for you, I'm here. Super excited about how to win big, about today's keynote for how to win big with social media. We did this talk about a month ago, and since then there's been a lot of we're still dealing with the global pandemic and so on and so forth. And at the same time, for myself, with real estate being an essential service here in my city and in my country of Canada, it's not business as usual. It is still business happening. We still have clients who have to buy and sell. And so continuing on with how we market and build know, like, and trust in our communities and in our business by utilizing video and social media, just because we are in a state of emergency and social distancing and a lot's changed to how we would do business, doesn't mean we're stopping how we've done business that has worked. We've just now had to deal with the COVID curveball that's coming at us and adjust. So I'm pretty excited today to kind of throw in a couple more recent examples of how we've been utilizing social media for my business here. But what we're going to talk about is kind of why social, what we can control in social. When we have real estate videos, how can we create content that is engaging, insightful, and entertaining to help you with your business, not only right now, but as the new normal begins to happen in the real estate industry. And the more we do this together, the more we will raise the bar in our business. So I'm going to share my screen. I think that's what I'm doing here. Sorry, gang, I'm trying to figure this out here. Share, Zoom. You would think, after we've had all of these going, update May 4th. Play. There we go. So, Haley, you said there was a fair amount of people who are new or who have not seen these presentations yet.
I'm taking a look. There was a few people who were repeat offenders. There was one or two that were also first timers. So I think we have about a mixed audience of some people who know you and have been religiously following along. And then we have maybe a few people who don't know you too well.
Okay, perfect. So this is always one of the fun ones, every few weeks we'll do a little reintroduction of Jesse and what goes on and what makes up my core beliefs that then lead into how I do business each and every day, and utilizing the power of social media to convey that and to get that messaging across. So right off the hop, these are always fun ones I like to start off with. In the beginning, we all have a beginning. There's Mr. and Mrs. Social Savvy, the 1.0s. Those are my parents, and that's me, big bald head with a little bit of a dimple. But from the early get-go, it seemed to have come probably a little bit more natural for me to smile and share goodness. I don't know, but that's what I like to tell myself. And that is one of the things that I think I really focus on each and every day in our business, is smiling and sharing goodness. As rocky as our lives can be, I think a smile can go a long way in everyone's life. And oh my goodness, these are my brothers. Okay, you're probably like, why are you showing your brothers right now? Well, my dad came from a divorced family. He was the youngest of four. His dad was not in the picture from an early age, and he raised us with a sense where no matter what happens, you have your brothers. you have your siblings, right? Have each other's back. And that's me in the middle. My youngest brother, Brett, on the right, who looks like a serious problem child. And my other middle brother, Aaron, on the left with lines shaved in the side of his head. I think that's his New Kids on the Block influenced haircut. For those of you that are probably in your mid 30s to mid 40s, that was that's the Danny Wood look. But the idea here with intimate relationships was treating everyone and everything you do in your sphere, going the extra mile, just as your brothers would for yourself, just as your siblings would for yourself. Everything I do in real estate and the clients that I work with, I have an intimate relationship with. Not hugging or kissing or anything along those lines. It's caring for, going the extra mile. When they need to hear from us, they do. When there's a tough moment, we're there to deliver the news, help them out, guide them through, give them a hug, give them a high five, advise them. Those things don't happen in close relationships. And we're in a really unique business where we share in those major life events, and they are ups and downs. But one of the core pillars that I have brought into my world is carrying that intimate, fundamental relationships that I was raised upon, to be close with, into my everyday business with real estate. Now, another crazy part of me, again, circling back, if you don't know much about me, I love my city. I champion my city. I love my community. I love all the, those arms are getting excited here. I love everything about the island of the prairies where I am from. I'm from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. A land of ice and snow for 5-6 months of the year, and plus 30-degree weather Celsius come late spring, summer. So we kind of have 2 seasons here. But this is what I do. I own where I love. I own where I live. I love the people. I love the communities. I love the businesses. And this is one of those things that, you will begin to see how I utilize, positivity and smiling, intimate relationships, love for my city, and weave them all together to help build know, like, and trust, so that we become, and I continue to become, a champion in my city. And I think as realtors, we all have that opportunity to be champions in our communities, in our cities, those voices beyond just a typical salesperson, we'll say. And so I know so many of us in real estate feel this way because we have such a love for our city, our communities. I think this is one of the reasons why we sell real estate and why we work in real estate, is because our love for our communities. And we need to continue to showcase that more. And yes, I do have a little sprinkle of the drama, and I wouldn't say I am drama. I have a theater background in university. And so I have a love for performing, which gets me a little bit more comfortable in front of the camera early on, one would say. But there's also something here where I've always just kind of loved entertaining and having a good time. So I don't know where that fur coat suit jacket went to, but we could probably leave it at that. Good Lord. And the last part of me here is I have a love for my industry. I've always been involved in councils within my schools, within my communities. I've always, for 10, 15 years, I coached hockey. I grew up in a family where my parents volunteered a lot. And so this kind of comes natural, and it kind of relays now into the Zoominar and the teachings that I do. Is I have a love for my industry, but I have a love for helping others raise the bar in their real estate careers. And if we can do so just a little bit at a time, we begin to collectively raise the bar in our real estate industry as a whole. And when we can begin to do that, we begin to change lives even more. And there is no better time than to speak to this right now, as we are all going through a major shift in how life is done, how business is handled. And this is why these webinars and conference calls put on by RE/MAX Europe are so integral as we move forward. It's so that we can lead and raise the bar in our industry. And so once again, I'm super thankful that RE/MAX Europe and the crew here has asked me to be a part of this and to share my knowledge. And just to give you a little bit of a background, I am a realtor with RE/MAX Executives. I have been a realtor for 8 years now, in the top 2% of top producing agents in my city, Hall of Fame status, Titan, Platinum, all the goodness there. So this is coming from an agent just like you, who is doing real estate, who is booking showings, booking appointments, doing market valuations, who is also a father with 2 kids. Ta-da! And I'm married. Like, I get it. I get the juggling, right? I'm not a coach who's never been in the real estate industry. I get what it's like to do the day in and day out grind of paperwork and trying to find new ways to do business, but at the same time juggling life. And I don't know, just, I get it. I'm you, you're me. We can do this together. And those are my kids and my wife. And this is the big reason why I do a lot of this stuff too, is because of what fills my cup. It's what fills my soul, teaching and helping and guiding. And when my cup and my soul can be filled, it rolls into the rest of my life. And my kids and my wife are the benefactors of that. So I need to do more of this to have Jesse going on all cylinders, which then helps, my family. I hope I'm not rambling there, but I think we can all relate there. And if you could find that, this is what helps push you forward through all this. So what we're going to talk about shortly here is there's 2 themes to today's talk on how to win big with social media. The first one here is we want to continue to build know, like, and trust in our community, with our clients, right? With our friends, with our potential clients. And how do we begin to do that? And at the same time, as we do this each and every day, building know, like, and trust, we also begin on a micro level, on a macro level, we begin to build our personal brand and our RE/MAX brand so that we are here for the long term. And so who knows these characters? These are the feelings in my head. I'm just kidding. They're actually the characters from a Disney Pixar movie. Actually, I don't think it's Disney. I think it's a Pixar movie called Inside Out. And if you're a parent, you've probably watched this. And if you haven't, you probably should. Each and every single one of these characters represents a feeling. Anger, disgust, fear, happiness, joy, sadness. And you're like, okay, Jess, yeah, we all have those feelings. But here's the thing now when it relates to social media. We all have control on what we want to put out to social media, right? And this is one of the things that is a building block for building know, like, and trust, is what type of feeling are you putting out into the world, into the social world, to relate to people. You've got a lot, and we've been through it all. As we scroll our feeds, you're seeing people that are angry. You're seeing sadness being shared. You're seeing hate being shared. You're seeing happiness and joy. And what's funny about the social feeds, and you may or may not realize it because you're like, oh my gosh, I have to stop, being on my social feed because all I'm seeing is negative stuff. Well, guess what? Facebook delivers the types of articles that you read. So if you're reading negative articles or commenting on things that are really heated, Facebook's going to be like, oh, they like that stuff. Let's give them more of that stuff. So your personal news feed is curated based on what you're interacting with. Okay? So keep that in mind. But ultimately, what are you choosing to put out to the world? I'm choosing happiness and joy. No kidding. And you know what? It's not always the easiest thing to do because I think by human nature, we default to some of those other feelings. But folks, sharing happiness and joy changes the world. It brings a smile to someone's face. It enlightens them. It gets them out of those pits of despair sometimes. And when you can be the cause for that, you begin to build and earn a little bit more trust in that bucket of trust when it comes to building know, like, and trust. Because if they can do those three things for you, there's a really good chance you're going to get a phone call, a text message, an email to help them out when a major life moment happens. And what's that major life moment? Real estate. So over the last 6 or 7 years, I've utilized the power of social media to build my brand, to help my clients' properties be seen, showcased, and socially sold. And so let's get after it. I'm gonna share with you the formula that's inside of my head. I'm going to share with you the tips, tricks, and insights I've learned along the way. So I know Haley had mentioned that this is being screen recorded and it's going to be sent out later, which is awesome. And some of you right now are have done selfie shots with me and posted on Insta stories, which I love, and it's awesome. But if you have any questions about what you've seen, you can also message me on Facebook Messenger or on Instagram. Send me a DM if you have any questions. Again, I'm here to help answer. There may be a little bit of a delay because I think I'm about 6, 7, 8 hours behind you. So just give me a bit of time, but I'll get to you. Any questions so far, Haley?
Hey, yeah, we do have a few questions. We got one question about your opinion. It's a little bit off topic, but it's the question about square-shaped videos, so one-to-one ratio versus horizontal or vertical videos.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, that is a little sidebar question, but I really think it's what suits the story, right? So what platform that works best for. They do say one-to-one does get a fair amount of attention, but I wouldn't put a one-to-one ratio out if I had a listing video done in landscape mode because it takes away from a lot of the house. I wouldn't shoot one-to-one ratio and put that up if I was doing Insta stories. I would maybe do a one-to-one ratio if it was maybe going into my Instagram news feed or onto Facebook a little differently. I think it depends on the content that you're putting out.
Awesome. And then another actual video question. So I guess this person has watched your listing videos because they really liked how you slow down, or your videographer, how when he edits, he slows down when he's going into a corridor and then zooms and then speeds up when he's backing out. So this person was wondering how they create that special effect.
So that technique is called speed ramping. You can look it up on YouTube or Google, but you shoot in a higher frames per second and then you slow-mo. You put that into slow-mo when you do those turns so that you don't lose the quality of the photo the quality of the video, but it's called speed ramping.
Cool, thanks. That's all the questions we have for now.
Awesome. So the big thing to remember when you are building love and support and connection and trust in our business is building relationships. And there are so many relationships and friendships and opportunities in the social media world. It's insane. How many of us get friend requests each and every day, or how many of us make friend requests each and every day? Connections, building relationships. And this is a fantastic way to build your business, folks, is building those relationships on social. And what I want you to keep in mind here is this I have this image in my office, and it reminds me of all the different types of relationships and opportunities that there are when it comes to social. With myself being at the center, yourself being at the center, we have opportunities for one-to-one relationships. People we already know that are close to us. And by utilizing the power of social, we can connect with them in their feeds. We can comment on their personal lives. We can send them direct messages. But there's also number 2 here, which is called the sphere. 1 to your sphere of friends, your sphere of influence. Within this sphere, you have the opportunity to bucket them into different categories, right? People who could be potential buyers, who could be potential sellers. And when you begin to look at your sphere, you can then break them down into what are their interests, where do they live, what type of content should I be placing in front of them. And that's our next thing here, is your interests and locations. And it says interests and locations. Well, what do you mean by that, Jesse? Well, when we are creating content, it can't all just be about real estate. That's not how we build relationships. That's not how we build know, like, and trust. Not everybody is in a real estate moment. So when you begin to share your interests or what you do and who you are, I'm a dad, I love hockey, I enjoy running, I enjoy magic. The more I start to share some of those things out in the social world, the more I begin to attract a sphere that enjoys those interests as well. And as I build those relationships, I can then turn those into solid friendships. So we go from interest and location being discovered to sphere of friends and influence to have built know, like, and trust, which is a one-to-one conversation, right? And when we get to that sphere of influence and the one-to-one, that's when they are ready to commit to work with us, right? To have us help guide them through these life moments. And there's another one I included here is in our industry. And this is the fun part. When the more we begin to show our content and how we do things to help our clients, there is opportunity for us to earn business from our industry, especially if you have someone, I see this time and time again, is if someone is moving to my city from another city or country, we are often researching who is the best fit for my client, right? Who's the best realtor for my client? And so by us putting content out there about how we do things, our interests, we are kind of real estate matchmakers as well. And if you line up your clients with the best fit for a realtor where they're going, you have an opportunity, well, to earn income through a referral fee. And I know that's something that we do with Remax here a ton in Canada, our referral fees. It's another solid way to earn, we'll call it passive income. But all these building relationships on a one-to-one level, a sphere, interest, location, and industry-wide, all help not only on a micro level of helping our clients through these life moments, but on a macro level with your personal brand. And so here's how it works when it comes to content creation. This is the big one. How do I even look at creating content, Jesse, especially when I'm wanting to create my own? Well, here's the social savvy sauce. It's a little jar of goodness here, my friends. So right off the hop, as you can see, the formula here is heavy in story. Then we have the medium. Then we have distribution. Then we have deadlines. And so now let's take a look at each one of them. And now this is the formula that we use for creating content for social media. And the more we can stick to these guidelines, the easier it's going to be to help you win big in social, which is why you're here. right off the hop. What's the story we're going to share today? What are we going to do? Well, we have opportunities to showcase homes. We have opportunities to put up client testimonials. We have opportunities to share the favorite things going on in our community. What are our favorite local businesses? Where are our favorite parks, our schools, etc., etc. We also have opportunities to share major life moments, such as birthdays, house movings, political debates. There are so many. It's really endless. But I just wanted to put this out there. What are we going to share? What story are we going to tell here? Then we have to ask ourselves, what is the best way to connect this story to our audience, right? Is it through video? A lot of the times it can be. Is it through images, photos? Another popular choice. 360-degree VR tours, probably pretty popular right now, especially when it comes to showcasing homes. And then distribution. Where is this story and its medium going to be shared? Is it appropriate for Facebook? Maybe it's appropriate for Instagram, YouTube. Maybe it's good for a one-to-one conversation on Messenger or relaying via simple video emails through a company such as BombBomb. Sometimes what you want to put out, sometimes, how can I word this here? Not every distribution channel is appropriate for the story or the message that you want to create. I hope that makes sense. And when you are looking to distribute it, I don't want you to hit the easy button. You're like, easy button? Why can't there be easy buttons? Well, the easy button I'm referring to is hitting one button, share to all platforms. You know, each and every distribution platform that is out there has their own little unique language, their own little unique twist on how to enhance, how to help be discovered. And so what you put on Instagram, I feel you should do a separate post and put that potentially on Facebook. Not hit the share button. What you put on YouTube, you can put on Facebook, but I don't want you to be in YouTube and hit the share button onto Facebook. Because you know what? Facebook then isn't going to give you the distribution or the reach that you would get if you loaded it up there natively. They're going to be like, why do I want to share it more when it's going to lead you to leave our platform and go to YouTube? These are the little things to think about. And then the last part here is deadlines. You got to start setting yourself deadlines, because what deadlines does, it allows continuous creation. For instance, you just sold a house. If you just sold a house and you put up a story about just selling a property 3 months after you sold it, if the story's not there to connect, you've lost the opportunity. If you say you're going to do something weekly, it gets you moving weekly. You know what I mean? You got to set deadlines or you're just not going to continually put out content. I hope that makes sense. Anyone have any questions about the social savvy formula there, Illy?
Hey, we don't have any questions about that in particular. I have a different question, but I'm going to go ahead and sort of bundle all of those questions that are not specific to your content, and then we can answer them at the end.
Okay, no problem. So, whoa! Stop! Watch this! Press play! Do it now! Thank you! You're like, where does that fit in? Stop! Wake up! Sip your coffee! Have a good time! But I put that in there because guess what, folks? When it comes to social media, we have to be able to stop people, grab their attention so that they can fall in love with what we are doing, what we are sharing, grabbing their attention. Because you know how easy it is for us to just scroll and scroll and scroll. So I challenge you, create content that's eye engaging, that's going to force someone to stop. Think about it as the bait on the hook. How are we going to get the fish? We got to have something that's going to catch them. And one of these ways that you just saw, like, I'll put it back here. This was a video clip, a quick segment before I went into a listing video tour. Stop! Watch this! Press play! Do it now! Thank you! Now, it may seem a little bit out there, a little bit out of your comfort zone, but do you think that's eye-catching? Probably. Would it get your attention on your social feed? Probably. And you don't know until you try. So, what I encourage everybody here to do is a big thing about the social feed is attention. Whether you are shooting a video, whether you are, working with a blog post, whether you are working with images, you have to stand out. And when this comes to our listing videos, how are we going to stand out to catch people's attention? And so as you are looking at this screen here, here's one of my listing video posts that I share out. And Haley, I'm going to ask a quick question of the audience here. I'm going to ask, what stands out to you in this post?
Emojis.
Yep.
Anything else, you guys? There's a few more things that jump out to me. Energy, the address. All of the numbers.
Okay. Well, you know what? You hit a lot of them, right? And these are the things here that grab people's attention when it comes to our real estate business and social. And for a lot of years, people hid this information, right? Oh, you want to see all of it? You want to learn more about it? You got to ask me for it. Well, I believe in getting their attention by giving them the information. And so right off the hop, emojis, yeah, they got your attention. And guess what? They get most people's attention because they're fun. They're engaging. They're kind of like also like figuring out like a little puzzle, like, ooh, what are they trying to mean with that? Oh, that's a fun way to do it, right? But then also including some of the basic information about a property, having the address, having the price, having the number of bedrooms. And the reason we put this here is if this catches their attention, they're going to watch the video. If they're not looking for a house, they're not going to watch it, and they're going to thank you. And what does that do? That earns a little bit more trust in that trust bank. All right. Thanks for not wasting my time, Jesse. Or thank you. I am looking for a house like this. Let's talk about it. And we're going to share more about the listing presentation and listing video formula next week when we talk about blockbuster listing videos and the strategies around that. But here's another thing that we've added in, and we've been doing this for a while, but we're emphasizing it even more and more and more, is we've also put the website at the bottom for more details. Go visit. Go see our 360 VR tour. Go check it out. Go fall in love more. Think about everything that you're putting on here as a bait, as bait on the hook to get them into your boat. The boat is your website where they can learn and see more about you. Now, this is some of this is man, this is fun. You may or may not know that I love doing listing videos. And for some of you, you may just think I'm a social media guy. Well, as I mentioned earlier, I am a realtor with Remax Executives. I sell hundreds of homes. But with every single home that we sell, we do listing videos. And they're engaging and interactive and insightful. And you know, I showed you, can I get your attention, please, post? You know, I thought I'd sprinkle this in into the presentation. Here is one of our listing videos that we shot just last week. Let's get a smile on your face. Let me entertain you here for a couple minutes.
Hi, I'm Christy Little with the Jesse Peters team at RE/MAX Executives, and welcome to our latest social savvy listing in beautiful, sunny St. Vital. This home is located at 200 Havelock. It's 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and you are going to absolutely love what you see inside. Go check it out.
Hey friends, I'm Jesse, your social savvy realtor, and welcome to Not Your Grandma's House. And what do I mean by that? Exactly this. This 1,000 square foot bungalow doesn't have grandma's outdated flooring, doesn't have grandma's outdated wallpaper, although it was pretty fashionable at one point. And what this does have is today's vibe, style, and open flow that we all love. Now go continue to explore and see it for yourself. So, what do you think so far? Can you imagine calling this place yours? The open layout, the space for entertaining, daily living. Maybe you got a little one, plenty of space for them to roam around. Well, you are in this open layout kitchen. I just love it. Quartz countertops, soft close cabinetry, stainless steel appliances included. And you know what's also great? This window that overlooks a huge backyard, which we are going to get to in just a minute. And you know what's next? A full layout basement waiting for your finishing touches. Just wanted to go check it out.
Beautiful thing about a bungalow is it's double the living space. You already have a fully finished bathroom down here. You've got your laundry space down here. But what else can you do down here? A beautiful rec room right here, a bedroom over there. The possibilities are endless.
So let's chat a little bit. Let's talk about the neighborhood, South St. Vital. Because we know if you find the right home in the wrong neighborhood, you're not going to buy it. So let me tell you about it. Located between St. Anne's and St. Mary's, 200 Havelock is nestled in a great community with schools, playgrounds nearby, a quick commute to downtown, a quick walk to a couple grocery stores, even a couple ice cream spots. Love it! Look what we just discovered here. A beautiful backyard patio nestled amongst the trees, and we know you will get privacy when that summer finally arrives. Now walk with me. Room for the fire pit. Room for a little barbecue action. Yes, indeed. Taking advantage of it already. High efficiency furnace, central air, backlane access, room for a garage, and so much more. So folks, if you fall in love and want to explore this home in person, well, guess what? We can do it virtually for you, or by private appointment, we can get you in here. Once again, check out the site. It's right here. Boom! There you go. Thank you so much for your time. I'm Jesse, and that's Christy. And my friends, you know the drill. Stay social. See ya.
That doesn't put a little pep in your mood. I'm not sure what way, but you know what, folks? That we've adapted, we've pivoted a bit. We're still doing business. I put that in there to show. Here are some of the ways that we're distancing socially. That house is vacant. No one was living in there anymore, so it allowed us to go in there safely. It was just our videographer and myself in the house. Or pardon me, it was one-to-one. We were never on the camera close together, Christy and I and Sean. So working with the rules there that has been advised by our governments. That's what we put out. Now that house sold on the first day on the market. We, creating exciting, engaging, entertaining content that gets put out on the social feeds. We had about 1,200 views in the first day, right? So when you create video content and you create engaging a post that goes with the videos, you're going to help your clients' homes get seen and showcased. They got to work well together here. So a little bit now, I'm going to give you the behind the scenes, or pardon me, I'm going to give you the formula of if you have a piece of content that you're going to utilize on social, here are some of the rules that you want to follow, the checklist when it comes to a video. So first place you want to load it for social media purposes is your Facebook business page. If you don't have a Facebook business page, please get one, folks. This is a fantastic business channel, we call it. And when you have a business page set up, you can also begin to create Facebook ads, Instagram ads, social media ads. So this is what you need. Okay, my friends, and this is the checklist that I do. I got a listing video. Where's it going to go? We got to put it on Facebook first, so it goes on my Facebook business page. Off the hop, we want to talk about the title that you're going to see. Okay, what I put in the title is the address, the neighborhood, my team name, and then RE/MAX Executives. So say, for instance, this property was 200 Havelock Avenue. It was in the neighborhood of St. Vital. 200 Havelock Avenue, St. Vital home for sale. Jesse Peters' team, RE/MAX Executives. You do this consistently, folks. This is what helps pass along the appropriate information. I don't put the price in the title for this. I put the price in the description. Okay, so when we're talking through the description, you want to ask a couple yes/no questions. Are you looking for? Have you been in search of? Yes or no. Why do we do this? Because these are pre-qualifiers. This is what helps determine if the viewer is going to watch your video. And if they say, yes, I am, or yes, I am, they'll keep watching. You're not wasting their time. The next part here is tagging people. Tag your owners. Tag the people on your team so that when they see it in their social feeds, they can share it out. Location. The next part here is to be discovered. All right. So if you're in the neighborhood of St. Vital, or if you're in Winnipeg or your city, put where they can find that home. Put the geotag with it. I need to move my... I think I lost control of my screens. There we are. So the next step here is the second tab called thumbnails. This is an opportunity for you to put a thumbnail in front of your video. And how I like to call a thumbnail is it's kind of like the front cover of a book. Okay, you want it to be engaging. You want it to catch attention. Remember, everything that we're talking about is how can we get the right attention for people to come check out what we are offering. So you can auto-generate your image off, like, look at this video here. Facebook selected the storage unit. Why would it do that? That's crazy. Don't do that, okay? You also have an opportunity to put a custom image, all right? And a custom image would look something like this. Engaging, insightful. We put our logos, put the RE/MAX brand, we put the address there. One of the sites that I use to create my thumbnails is on canva.com. The next tab that we have coming up is subtitles and captions. Okay, Facebook can auto-generate your captions for you. What happens there is there's often things misspelled. You can manually write your own captions, which can often take a while, or you can outsource your caption writing, which is what I do. You may have noticed it in the video. The captions are transcribed so that just in case people don't have their volume on, they can still read the information and details that we're giving them. And a site that I think does a fantastic job of doing this, and I think they do captioning in like 26 or 27 languages, is rev.com, R-E-V.com. Now, this is another section that has that I don't think enough realtors are taking advantage of. And right below the captions is called polls. And what polls allow you the opportunity to do is engage with your viewer like never before. Okay? Interactive polls. So throughout a video being played, you can have a question pop up. So say, for instance, here with this video at 79 Canby, I added a poll, and you can see 3 polls actually on the right-hand side. Are you looking for a home this year? Do you love this modern vibe? Do you enjoy backyards for pets or for barbecues? And look at the engagement that I got here. 20 people voted. 13 people said, no, I just like watching your videos. 7 people said, yes, I sure am looking for a home. So do you think the 7 people that said, yes, I am looking for a home, there's a good chance they're going to go to my website or reach out to me? Yes. But also look at, no, I just like watching your videos. Well, guess what that's doing, my friends? Through positivity, engaging, delivering insightful and positive messaging, we get to affect people's day. And that builds, that earns know, like, and trust. Have fun with these polls. They're pretty I don't know. They're talkable moments. Okay. Right now, though, it won't tell you who interacted. So I don't think Facebook hasn't made that data available yet, but I think one day it will. And the last part here, before you publish, when you hit the tab number 2 up top called Publishing Options, you can, what I want you to do is create a playlist. So you can create a playlist where things get really organized. So as you can see right up top, I have Social Savvy Listings. That's where I put all my listing videos. 30 favorite places, get to know me. There are so many different types of playlists you can have there. Please categorize them, because when people are searching on your Facebook business page to learn more about you, they will often go to your videos. And if you can have everything neat and organized there, they're going to stay longer. So now that we've uploaded it onto our Facebook business page, the next goal is to rocket this to the next level. And that's right, I said rocket this. Wondering who is having their phone out right now doing a boomerang with me. I'm going to sip another sip of coffee here. So how do we rocket this onto the next level of social? So what I want us to be mindful of here, folks, this is a great quote here, is what we're trying to do when you tell a story is to write about an event in your life that made you feel a particular way in what you're trying to do. Okay, when you tell a story, the idea here is to get the audience to have that same feeling. So whatever content you're producing, you have to tell a story, not just put, here's my new listing, check it out. You have to connect with them emotionally. And so here are a couple of examples. I'm just going to move my camera here so that I can read this all. Oh. So on the left-hand side, you can see, oh, my battery is about to go dead here. On the left-hand side, while you read that, I got to plug my computer in here, so just give me a second. The left-hand side is the more formal side of how I wrote a piece of content. On the right-hand side is how I wrote it for my personal Facebook page. And can you see a difference? It's the exact same house. And on the right-hand side, I began to use a little bit more of my personal lingo. Whoop. Sorry, guys. There we are. Hooray! We've got power. That's hilarious. My computer was on 100% before this presentation. So on the right-hand side, it says, oh my gosh, the first time I walked into this gorgeous home, I felt like it was giving me a beautiful, warm hug. And then I described what we were actually going through. I was setting up to shoot the virtual 360 tour with Christy and Sean. We took a moment, we paused, we let the warmth of this custom built home and the natural light that filled it hug us. Yes, I believe a home can hug us, right? And so you can see I'm sharing the same video, but I'm writing it differently. So when you post and upload it onto Facebook business page, after 24 hours, I want you to share it onto your personal page, but with a personal message. This helps connect with your sphere. Remember one of those circles from the beginning that build the relationships? When you can put your personal touch and flavor to it, you continue to build know, like, and trust with your clients and your audience. So the next thing we do, now we've got it uploaded onto our business page. We've shared it out. We've done these things organically. We've spent $0. The next piece you want to do is look to start building a social campaign. And so what you want to do is you want to pick your objective. Okay, and we'll talk briefly about building social ads here. So, traffic. When you are building a Facebook ad, these are the things that come up. Do you want the traffic to go to your website? Yes, you do. Do you want engagement? So engagement is one where they'll put the ads in front of people that will talk about it, that will like it most. Do you want video views? That's super important. And do you want direct messages? The three that I usually work with the most when it comes to creating ads for my listings, one is traffic, so that they see what they like and they're going to go back to my website and see more of it. 2, engagement. That's another really important one because I want people talking about the posts, and the more they talk about the posts, the more Facebook says, oh, there's lots of engagement here. We should put it in front of more people. And 3, I want more video views, okay? And this combination of 3 kind of helps cover every angle. And here are some examples that I've done of current ads, okay? All done differently. Some are sign-up forms, some drive you to the website, some are showcasing a video, some have a photo image, right? And like, this is stuff I do with just about every single home, create sponsored ads. And they aren't difficult to create once you get in the rhythm of, or get a template of what needs to be done. As you can see here, folks, you know, we do them for open houses. We've done them for new builds. And here are some of the amazing results. Like, look at this. The second one in, 262 Facebook leads we got for new builds. The next one, 299 link clicks to learn more about a property. And that property took them back to my website. 4,300 views. Okay. And look at the spend here. $20, $100. Facebook leads, we got 262. We spent $466. Right? This is affordable. You can chip away at the minimum you can do these ads for $2 a day. Now it's going to change your reach, but if you are micro-targeting a neighborhood, this is very affordable and doesn't break your budget. So now as we kind of wind down into the last half of the, I'm going to move my camera here. As we wind down into the last quarter of the talk here, I'm going to share with you now 5 more ways to build know, like, and trust. Number 1, share. You have to create content that is shareable. But what you also need to do here, my friends, is encourage your clients to share what's going on in their lives, especially when it comes to the selling of their homes or the buying of a home or a testimonial success story. Because the more they share, the more your branding is going to get in front of their friends' eyes. Okay? The more they share, the more the listing video is going to get out in front of people. So all my clients know that when we work together, part of the steps is to share the content to get the best reach on social. Number 2, okay? If you have properties coming to the market, and I know a fair amount of people do have properties coming to the market, you want to be able to give your clients the inside scoop. And this is a great, great idea to build know, like, and trust, to give yourself the competitive edge. You're like, what are you talking about, Jesse? Well, have a watch.
What's up, neighborhood of River Heights? Jesse Peters here with your social savvy team at RE/MAX One Group, and I want to deliver you the social savvy inside scoop. Right behind me is 344 Beaverbrook Street. You might be familiar with it because it's located between Academy and Corden. Well, guess what? It's coming to the market on Thursday, and this home is over 900 square feet, been updated, fully finished basements, and you know what? You are going to want to know more. So that's why I'm telling you right now. Open house on the weekend, offers on Monday, and we're asking $304,900. You got to see it for yourself. And how do you do that? Click Learn More. In the meantime, have a wonderful day and stay social.
So this style of ad here works in two ways. One, it helps build hype for a home that's coming. And we create a Facebook ad that is 30 seconds long, and we geo-target a 1 mile radius around the house, so that the neighborhood can see what's coming first. But what this also does is it builds know, like, and trust for anyone who is thinking about selling, because now they see a realtor doing something different that's never been done before in that area and be like, wow, that's how I want my house marketed. So not only am I delivering listing videos and 360 tours that aren't common in my area, I'm building a hype campaign. Do you see value in building a hype campaign? And then someone saying like, wow, when I'm ready to sell, that's how I want my home done? Yeah. But guess what? We also do it when they sell.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Jesse Peters here, your social savvy realtor with your social savvy team at RE/MAX One Group, and I am out dancing in the rain in front of our latest social savvy listing at 763 McMillan. Why? Because we just got socially sold. Yes, the spring market is buzzing, it's hopping, and our latest social savvy clients are jumping through the ceiling about their sale. And if you want to learn more about our social savvy strategies that we applied to help get this home seen, showcased, and sold in a competitive market, hit us up, give us a buzz, and connect over coffee. And in the meantime, thank you so much for watching. We make real estate fun, and we bring a fresh look that you need to know about. Have a wonderful day, stay dry, and you know the drill. Stay social. See ya.
So those are things that take literally 1 or 2 minutes to shoot. And we put this out to the same audience that saw the coming soon ad. Because they'll be curious, did the place sell? Right? And you're at a house, you're hanging up a sign, you're signing documents. Take a quick moment. This is another way to build engaging content that delivers insight, that entertains, that also allows an opportunity to build know, like, and trust. Okay? And the more we can share these, right, the more you begin to become a key person in your community. People will begin to stop you at the grocery store. People will begin to stop you out on the streets to talk about, hey, I saw your listing video. Hey, I saw what's going on. Can we talk about real estate? Create talkable moments. Number 4, comments. Please, people, when people start commenting on your content, get back to them. Say, thanks for watching. Answer their question. Connect with them. How do we feel when someone gets back to us? How do we feel when someone doesn't get back to us? We can provide those same opportunities for engagement. The content we create, when they're done with the right formula, will create comments and engagement. And as realtors, this is what we want because it gives us opportunity as well to build know, like, and trust. Don't ignore comments. Number 5, this is a good one here. If you are looking for opportunities to create content that is beyond real estate, check this one out.
We are on day 1 of our 30 favorite places in 30 days in the city we love, Winnipeg! Where are we actually physically standing right now?
We are in the Forks in downtown Winnipeg, and there is just so much to do around here.
And the thing I love about it, it's the heart of the city. It's where the action happens year-round. Whether it's like the fall, the winter, spring, summer, there's always something to do down here. We're going to dive in the upcoming days about what even makes it awesome. Keep watching every day to find out where your social savvy team is at. Thanks for watching.
Stay tuned.
Thanks, Sasha.
Oh, that one always gives me a little bit of a chuckle. Own your place, okay? This is something that I really think we can have a lot of fun with as realtors. Owning your place, showcasing your 30 favorite places in 30 days, showcasing, you know, your local restaurants, your local businesses that you love and why you love them. And if you can share a piece of that content over a certain period of time continuously, you're going to build not only know, like, and trust with your audience because you're delivering the value that you said you were going to do over a period of time. But what that also does is it builds relationships with the businesses in your community saying, hi, I want to showcase you because I love what you guys do. Can you share it? That's it. This is called my favorite places, my 30 favorite places. And we usually do this one almost once a year because we have new places. There's new social platforms to share it on. That we have new audiences, and this is just a fun project to do that keeps you top of mind in between real estate transactions. Now, if you were here for the talk about a month ago, you did not see this. This is a brand new section put in. Because I'm like, something's missing here. Let's talk about a little bit of Instagram. Can I get a what? This is a platform that I spend a lot of time on. So I'm going to share a little bit of insights with you here on how you can continue and create content and utilize some of the tools that are in here. And I know someone else who does a fantastic job about teaching Instagram, and that's Haley. So make sure you are checking out all her Instagram goodness keynotes as well.
Thanks, Jess.
You're welcome. So here's a couple things, and now you may have heard Haley talk about this. Here's from a realtor's point of view as well. When it comes to your Instagram profiles, this is like your new homepage. This is like the new website, okay? What I suggest when you get to a certain point is to have a personal Instagram page, personal profile, and a business profile. As you can see on the left is my personal page. On the right is the Jesse Peters theme. This was one that I started not too long ago, so the follower count is a little different than my personal one. But what it allows me to do is I can create ads on Instagram with the Jesse Peters theme and not have ads with my personal ID, okay? There are so many opportunities with your profile. On the left-hand side, you can see I sprinkle in that I'm a dad, that I love marketing, that I love adventuring. On the right-hand side, it tells a little bit more about my real estate creds, okay? And by having both, you can put both of those messages out there. The highlights. What are the highlights? The highlights are those little circle tabs, okay? You can create content and categorize them like a playlist. Okay, and what how I think about them when you want to compare them to a website is they're kind of like they're like the drop-down menus. Learn more, want a market valuation. You want to see what we're doing for listings, for buyers, right? And so on the left-hand side, for my personal side, you see a little bit more of my personal journeys. I do have a selling tab in there, but on the right-hand side, you're seeing more of what we do real estate related. And let's pay attention now to my feed. Okay, on the left-hand side, there's a lot more personal related, okay? I sprinkle in some real estate there, and some of you may have seen lately, I've put in a few listings, but my personal side, the feed is more for you to get to know me, but also more just like what I'm doing in my life, because I also have a lot of friends. Like, this is not just to build real estate business. It's something I feel pretty passionate about. It's the storytelling and kind of the life capturing moments. On the right hand side, my feed is definitely more strategically done. in regards to how we're showcasing properties and storytelling. What is eye-catching? Okay, again, what is going to catch people's attention? Promotions, I just added this one in. Newer here is promotion tab. As you can see in the middle, in that rectangle square, if you tap on promotions, it's going to show you which post has had a lot of engagement and one they suggest you creating an ad around. There's also a contact button. Having a contact button here shows my number on some, or you can email me. Putting in this information, you want to make it easy for people to contact you. These are little steps to help make it easier for people to connect with you. Instagram stories. Da, da, da. If you're not creating these, you probably should. A lot of you are probably watching these. These are opportunities. I like to call them kind of like little daily vlogs, 15-second snippets. They're very creative. They mix photos and video and GIFs and text to tell a story. They can be an interactive experience. So what I've done here, on the left-hand side is my personal stories. On my right-hand side is my business story. Let's see what we do. So on the left here, today we celebrate my son. It's not actually today, but he turned 5 in the middle of March. Pikachu doesn't get the coronavirus, by the way. Oh, we're going to start with the business. So the business one on the right, swapped them. The business one on the right, this is one of the ways we showcase our listings, kind of like a digital experience. It's like a magazine. So on the right-hand side, this is where we start with. Page 1, we put the house up, we put the price, we put the location, we give some icons about what they're seeing, we capture the neighborhood, we show where schools are, things that are important. We put a poll in, and then we put a swipe up to the listing video tour that we put on IGTV. Now, some of you saw the poll there. Would you like to learn more information about this home? Some said yes. So guess what we do? We go into the poll surveys where you can access who says yes, and we contact them. We say, hey, thanks so much. What information can we get you? But there's also a group that said, no thanks. Guess what we do? We go into the direct messages. We say, thank you so much for checking it out. Hope you have a good day. Now, on the right-hand side, this is my life, behind the scenes of real estate. I happen to have a few different studios, and then I got kicked out of my house. Okay. We sprinkle in real estate. You get to see a little bit more about what I do, how I do it. I'm probably more creative on my personal page than on my business page. And then Instagram TV. Instagram TV. People have been asking over the last week, how long should a video be? Should it be a minute? Should it be 30 seconds? Should it be 4 minutes? Instagram IGTV has now created an opportunity for you to share long-form video content. So it's going to show 30 seconds or a minute of a video. And if people want to see more, they can watch more on IGTV. So don't feel that you have to create a video tour to fit into the 1 minute section that you're kind of forced to, okay? So the cool thing is when you load a long-form content into IGTV, it's going to give you the option to share it into your Instagram feed. It's going to give you the option as well to start creating series. And so here's business and personal. Left-hand side's personal. Some longer storytelling about my gym journey. We've got a little bit of real estate in there. But check it out. You're going to see 600 views, 800 views, 700 views, 568 views. 923. That's like 1,000 views per listing video that's happening on my personal webpage, on my personal Instagram feed. Getting the attention. Remember when I had a beard? Here's our series. Right? Instagram allows you those opportunities for series. Now, on the right-hand side, you're going to see my IG channel for my business page. We're pretty much just loading in our listing videos at the moment. Okay. But one thing I want you to pay attention to is my reach and the number of views happening on my business page are quite a bit different than my personal page. But why am I putting it on my business page? Because we get researched, right? I want people to see what is going on. And it ends off with one of the information about one of the series that I create for listing videos. Give them the information. People are researching us in all areas. Our websites, our listings, our Remax sites, our Facebook profiles, our Instagram profiles. And when you can make all those areas engaging, you're allowing an opportunity to build know, like, and trust way easier.
Hey, Jesse.
Yeah.
Before we move on too far, I have a few questions about Instagram for you. Is that okay?
Sounds good.
So we had a few questions that were about the personal profile versus work profile. So someone has a combo deal where her Instagram account includes her name and her office name. And so I think the way I understand it, she's using it as a professional Instagram account. What's your opinion on that? And do you think that she needs to have two separate accounts?
Well, you know what? It depends how you're going to use it down the road, right? For a long time, I just had my personal account. But then when I started to create advertisements, I did not want my personal account being linked to an ad where people that I don't know could see a bunch of stuff that I do in my personal life or my kids and that kind of thing. So at a certain point, I decided I'm going to have a separate account, primarily for privacy reasons. It really kind of depends what you're planning to do, in my opinion, with your Instagram profile in the future. Does that make sense?
Yeah. We also had another question about actually the two profiles, but it's with regards to Facebook. Do you recommend having a personal account and a separate business account?
100%. That's what I said in the talk. 100%. Same reason. Okay. If people aren't your friend, right, and they want to learn more about you, they're going to type in Jesse Peters Remax, and my Facebook page, business page is going to pop up. They're not going to be able to see my personal page all the time, right? And so this is part of the research opportunities, right? Here's the business side about me. Here's what's going on. But you can't do ads if you don't have a business page. So if your plan is to have ads, yes, have one, okay? But sometimes it's also you don't mix business with pleasure. Right? I don't want my personal page to be all business. That's why I have a Facebook business page that is all business, and I sprinkle in work stuff onto my personal page.
Awesome. Thank you. And this actually kind of leads in, it goes back to that, the first question about having a personal Instagram account versus a professional Instagram account, or maybe having two accounts. For someone who's just getting started on Instagram and maybe doesn't have the time to invest in creating content and developing two separate accounts, do you think it's possible to have one account where you share both personal and professional on one for Instagram?
Yes, 100%. Do a personal account sprinkled in with business. Don't kill your feed with just business on your personal account. People will they'll stop tuning in, okay? Especially if you're getting started, start personal, sprinkle in business, have your profile say a little bit about business, a little bit about personal. But if you are wanting to get into the ad creation side of things, you are going to need to have a business account at some point.
Yeah, I completely understand. And then going, piggybacking off of that question, when it comes to planning content, if you are super busy, which I know you are, we had a few people that were asking, how do you manage your time? How do you work your calendar? Do you content block? Do you have a support person who helps you manage your accounts? How do you personally manage your social media with your booming real estate industry or real estate business, and your family and having a personal life and all that?
Yeah. And you know what, Haley, you and I chatted about that, and there are a few others that that were asking about that. And I was trying to put some slides together, and you know what? I figured let's just talk about this right now. So off the hop, what I do because it can be a lot, right? I do just about almost all my social media stuff because I love it. Okay. I enjoy this. I love learning. I love seeing the interacting. I can control it. That's not for everybody. There are some amazing people and companies out there that can help you with that. One of the things I would suggest, if you are going to go down that route, to find someone who does it or a company who does it that can tell a story in your voice. And what I mean by that is they get to know you. They get to know how you communicate so that when they're putting out content on your behalf, most people won't know that it's coming from a third party. I think it's pretty easy to tell some days what's not coming from your voice and what's coming from third party content or a third party creator. So that's one thing. I've tried a lot of the apps where it's like planning things out, right? And it takes some work in the busy world that I live in, and I really just haven't committed to it. What I do, especially with my social sides of things, especially for Instagram, is I time block, and it's usually like Wednesday nights and Sunday nights, because I'll release stuff early in the week and I'll release stuff different later in the week. And sometimes bedtimes interrupt things. Sometimes, real estate stuff, sometimes life stuff, right? So usually Wednesday evenings after like 8:30 and Sundays after 8:30 and 9, I've got time. And so what I do is I go into my Instagram account and I save drafts. So I say I add a photo in about that's got a cool aerial drone shot that I want to put out on Tuesday, but I'm going to create it on Sunday. So I add that in, I type the content out, I don't share it, I hit the back button to cancel out, and it gives me the option to say save draft. And so I save the draft and it goes to my draft page. You can manage your draft page. And so I create 4 or 5 pieces of content on Sundays, and I create 4 or 5 pieces of content on Wednesdays in the evening, so that Tuesday morning I go into my managed drafts, I tap a button, say release, okay? But what I also do every single morning is I go to my posts for the last week or two and see who's engaged with it, who's contacted in it. I add information in because then anyone who's engaged with it, if I add something in, it comes back in their feed. So that's with Facebook and with Instagram. I do that every single day before 9 a.m. Okay. Typically it happens between 7 and 7:30 in the morning for me before my kids get up and get moving and I got to take them to school. I do my emails. I do social interaction. Okay. And then I usually release 1 piece of content in the morning that goes into the feed. So that's does it always happen that way? No, but I definitely find structure. I have to do it. I have to plan out. Okay. I have to do some of the main things in the morning so that I don't get caught up in life, because it's so easy to be like, oh no, I didn't do any of this. I didn't take time to plan it. And by the end of the night, you should have put stuff out, but you're too tired, or the stuff that you're putting out isn't relevant for the day that happened. Okay. So I really, really encourage you to find a system that works. I do time block social contenting, social engagement, and social postings daily and weekly.
That's awesome. Amazing. So a couple of things jumped out to me. It sounds like in terms of time investment, because I think people are always, well, not always, but I think a lot of times people want a quick fix. And it's like you said, if you personally enjoy working these channels, so you would invest the time into it. It sounds like you're doing at least a half hour a day engagement.
Yep.
Plus,
now here's
Mondays and Wednesdays you have your content block. So like you're investing a few hours a week doing this. But like Jesse was saying, you guys, if it's not something that you are interested in doing or interested in learning about, it still needs to get done. It can just get done by someone else. You can outsource that.
Yes.
So I just want to make that clear if it's not your thing.
And you know what? Here's the thing, Haley, like, when I first started doing it, it really wasn't my thing. Right? Like, but I knew it was going to be a pillar of my business. Right? Just like how, tell me, negotiations isn't always our thing, but we got to know how to do it. And we do it every day, just about. Okay? Because it's an important part of our business. Just like this social contenting and social engagement is. Even if it isn't your thing, you better get good at it because it's everyone else's thing. That's what it is. If there's this will bring you business. This will grow your business. This will help you connect. Okay? Putting signatures on paper isn't, right? The behind the scenes office admin stuff. If you're spending time there, get someone else doing this stuff and start focusing on getting involved in your social creation. Get involved with your social commenting. And maybe, yeah, it's not your cup of tea off the hop, but if you're going to hire someone else, you should still know what's going on. You should still be involved with what type of content is being produced. Because if someone asks you on the street, hey, I love that article, or I saw that, and you don't know what they're talking about, fake. You look like a fake now because you're not paying attention to what you're putting out there.
100%. And I think it's also important, like if you're going to be outsourcing it, you need to know the skill set that you're outsourcing. You can't outsource something that is like as personal as a ghostwriter, somebody writing or posting on your behalf. If you don't know what they're supposed to be doing, you need to be able to oversee it, to check their work and that sort of thing. You shouldn't outsource it if you don't know how to do it yourself. So that's also something to point out when it comes to hiring a virtual assistant or to help you manage your social channels.
Totally.
Cool. I'll let you continue with your presentation now. Thanks for that little diversion.
Absolutely. These are these things. And you know what? There's no easy button to this. And like I said earlier, when I first started doing this social stuff, I wasn't the greatest at it. I didn't do anything. And I'm still far from the greatest at doing it. But I'm seeing the benefits of planting the seeds, growing my fields, and then harvesting. And the more you do this continually, I'm working 3 or 4 harvests ahead of anybody. That's why I don't have to worry during these times, because I know what I've got in the future. Enough of the excuses to not be doing it. These are planting the seeds, building know, like, and trust. Okay? Harvesting then begins to happen year round because you've put in different seeds. You've got different fields. You know you're always going to be busy. Okay? Just sharing there. So folks, everything that we've talked about today is really honestly just scratching the surface. But the opportunities here are endless. And when you can begin to showcase yourself, your knowledge, your passions, you will begin to connect. So I encourage you, the more you do this, the more you will be comfortable showcasing yourself. Be yourself. Don't be Jesse. Don't be Jesse on camera, because there's only one Jesse. The world might explode if there's 2 of you on there, right? But also, this isn't for everybody. This style isn't for everybody, but you'll begin to figure out your style the more you put yourself out there. The tools are going to change over time, as we are seeing, but the methods on how we deliver are going to be the same. Focus on being seen. Get yourself out there, okay? Whether it's Zoominars, whether it's phone calls, whether it's emails, videos, social, blogging, so many different ways. And as we move forward in a revised version of the world, there's going to be different opportunities to be seen. How are you going to do it? But always remember, what connects with humans is a story, is emotion. Deliver that goodness. That's what keeps things memorable. That's what will help you stay top of mind. All right, my friends? Now, I'm going to throw this in here. This is something new that myself and my amazing business partner, Michael Thorne, are bringing to the RE/MAX world, is a video boot camp where you can learn more than just the surface on how to utilize video in your everyday business, how to utilize social, how to talk, how to figure out camera equipment, how to figure out editing skills. if you are chapter 1 of your video journey or chapter 20 of your video journey, this is a course for you. And I'm super excited about this because we've created this online and interactive course now. And for those of you that were at Recon in Amsterdam, we did a video boot camp in person there, and we had about 30 agents. And now we are offering it out to 150 agents, and we are, as of the last night, we were 88% sold out. So when I was talking with some of the RE/MAX staff, they're like, put it out, check it out. May 19th, 20th, and 21st is going to be our first ever virtual online and interactive video boot camp for $175 US. This is typically, folks, $500. So we've cut it back over 60% so that we can help deliver the goods and not let money be a roadblock for you. There will be a little bit of a time difference, but what you're going to get access to is a personal private Facebook group that will have 16 hours of sessions live streamed over the course of the 3 days. But if you can't make the live stream, the recorded sessions are going to be put in there. We're going to have assignments. We're going to have conversations. We're going to connect and grow together. So here's the site. Take a picture of it. Super easy. Like I said, I think we're about 88%, 90% sold out. I know this is stuff we're going to be offering more in the future. If you have any questions about this, hit me up. It's easy. And if, for all our fellow RE/MAXers out there, if you're wanting to be a part of a community that focuses on video and social and what's working amongst our realtors, join remaxplay.com. Super cool, super easy. And it's like we're at almost 8,000 members in there. So that's the beautiful thing about being a global brand that wants to learn and engage. We do things together. Folks, thank you so much for your time. Always appreciated. 9:30 on the nose. But guess what? If there's still questions out there, Haley, I'm down to answer them. Okay?
Amazing. Thanks so much, Jesse. We just had one quick question. I think it will be quick to round out our session for today. When it comes to IGTV, how do you manage the videos if you're shooting them horizontal? And then for IGTV, they need to be in a vertical format.
No, they don't need to be in a vertical format anymore.
No.
Nope. No, they do not. Okay. So you load them in horizontally. Facebook or Instagram will put them in horizontally. They don't fill the full screen. Okay. But they fill the screen on your IG feed. Some little tips and tricks some people like to do is it just goes in normally, and most people who are watching it will still watch it this way, or they'll turn their phone and watch it this way. You no longer have to manually turn it to change to fit in. If you shoot it in vertical, it's going to show up in vertical. If you shoot it in horizontal, it's still going to show up horizontally. But if you turn it, it'll take up the whole screen. Don't let that hold you up.
I was actually really happy when Instagram introduced that feature because I think it was limiting us before.
Totally was.
Cool. Well, that was the last question I had for today. I hope you have a great rest of your week. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to another one of Jesse's sessions. We do have Nathan Dart coming at you on Wednesday. He's going to be doing a virtual listing presentation, so be sure to check out RE/MAX Europe on our social channels in order to register for that session. Super relevant in today's COVID, becoming post-COVID and maybe some markets climate. So if you want to learn how to do a listing presentation virtually that converts, be sure to tune in again on Wednesday. Thanks so much, Jesse. And yeah, I'll see you next week.
Thanks, Haley. Always looking forward to it. Stay safe, stay social, everybody. See you later.